And here we have it, the man of the hour. When this gentleman says he's going to do something, he's gonna do it. Please welcome my man, the Israeli sensation, Danny A. in the house, baby. How are you?
Hey, I like that introduction.
Well, thank you.
The Israeli hammer.
Oh, the Israeli hammer. Did I say Israeli sensation?
Yeah, the sensation, the Israeli hammer. I like to go by the hammer.
Well, yes. You got a good girl. So yeah, I get it now. Now I know why women go crazy for you.
Oh God, stop it. How you doing, Eddie?
Good, man. So nice to see you again. This is our 1 year anniversary, I think.
Is it?
I think I met you through Gino Caffarelli. I asked him about you. I said, hey, can I interview that guy named Danny A? He says, yeah, let me get in touch with him. And it was last year around April, May, or June, one of them months.
Well, congratulations, happy anniversary.
Thank you, my man.
I wore my Lansky hat. This is my go-to Lansky look. Pay homage to the great Meyer Lansky in those Murder Inc. days. And I hope it looks good on camera.
Buddy, you fit the role. But the thing is, your character in Lansky, you were actually what? What was your
An
character?
FBI agent.
That's right. You were the opposite now.
Yeah, well, look. So I love the genre. I love the gangster movies. But I can't always play a gangster. I mean, at some point they're going to be like, okay, what is he, a gangster again? I always try to mix it up. I really loved playing an FBI agent. It was new to me. And I just figured, I gotta change it up a little bit. So yeah.
Listen, you playing an FBI agent, let me tell you something. Like, when you had your headphones on and when you were in the van, and when you hear Harvey Keitel's character, did you really feel like, holy shit, this guy's the real deal? Like, I'm really feeling this Lansky guy.
Uh, the truth is, I did not hear anything
Oh,
because they didn't want to put any. In the movie, they act like something is in your ear, but there's nothing in your ear. You have to
oh.
play along as if you're hearing something. Um, but just being on set with Harvey Keitel, like I always tell people, my biggest accomplishment growing up, I loved Keitel, Pacino, De Niro, Pesci, all those guys. I mean, I was just a huge Scorsese fan and huge um, fan of that genre and just movies with those guys. And just to be in movies, I was in The Irishman with De Niro. I didn't have any scenes with Keitel or Pacino, but just being on set with that with Scorsese. I mean, that's what really for me is the biggest accomplishment. The fact that I continue to make these movies and be in these movies is just one crazy dream. So yeah, I understand the question. Keitel, yes, he's the man. I love him as a person. I became close with him and his wife. He's the greatest. So yeah, I'm very 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 excited to be in another movie with him.
I mean, this is like what, your third film with him?
Well, I directed him in a movie that I star in called First We Take Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have any scenes with him. Um, I've never actually had a scene with Keitel. And then I did The Irishman, which I had two scenes with De Niro, but never with him. And in this one, I don't interact with him. I don't have a scene with him. My scenes is with the other FBI agent, our superior, um, the FBI chief, and Sam Worthington. That's really what we're following. The movie's about us following Sam Worthington's character as he's interviewing Lansky and trying to figure out what happened to the $300 million that we think that he has stashed away. So we never really interact with Lansky.
Where did you guys shoot the film, by the way?
Mobile, Alabama.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
And what
yeah,
did you
that was
try to portray? Because he grew up in New York City, didn't he?
yeah, Lower East Side.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you want to make a movie like this, you realize that at some point, the budget takes place. You can't, you can't go and duplicate 1920s, 30s, 40s New York City in New York.
Yeah, that's true.
So you get creative and try to figure out where you can do it. Plus, Eddie, the tax incentives in Alabama are big now. So. But no one is ever going to be able to say, "Oh, this was shot in Alabama." It looks
Right.
exactly like New York City, and they did a great job. Eitan Rockway, the director, just did an incredible job. The production designers did an incredible job. It's really, really well done.
So now in Alabama, they see guys like you, right?
Ooh,
They're
ooh.
like, they're like, I mean, it can't get more country than that, right? They see
I
guys
mean,
like you. Did they love you guys? They were like, oh my God, the reality
I
is
gotta,
here.
I gotta be honest with you. They were the nicest people, in the world. I mean, they could not be any nicer. Um, the people in the hotel, I didn't really interact. I went to lunch a few times, but I just went to set and I was in the hotel. And in the hotel lobby, all the actors would be in. We would sit and hang out. But the staff there was great. The people are just very, very nice. I just looked like and I had a long beard and
Mm-hmm.
I was tan and I looked like I don't think they've ever seen anyone who looks like me.
Oh no, no, it's like
But
the movie My Cousin Vinny. Remember that?
yeah, they were like, yeah, boy, where you come from, boy? It was funny, but great people. Yeah, it was interesting to be, and we shot this right before COVID hit. So I think a week and a half before COVID hit and the whole lockdown thing happened,
So
we wrapped.
it was like in the beginning of March,
It was
February.
well, the beginning of March. March 10th is when the lockdown
Mm-hmm.
started. We wrapped like February 24th, February 25th, something
Oh
like that.
wow,
Yeah,
great time and great luck right there.
yeah. Oof. And Eitan had to edit the movie on Zoom, which was, crazy. You know how hard that is. But hey, I'm so proud of this movie. This has been a passion project for me. I've been wanting to make a movie about Meyer Lansky since I can remember. And, I approached Eitan Rockway.
Mm-hmm.
I knew his dad wrote a book. The book's called But They Were Good to Their Mothers, and it's about Jewish gangsters. His father is a professor in Tel Aviv University, and he was the last person in real life to interview Meyer Lansky. And I said to him, you're a director. I really want to make this movie. Think we can speak to your dad, get the rights, and really try to do this? And he was like, that sounds like a great idea. Let's meet with my dad. Met with his dad, and we decided, let's do this. And we started, Eitan found a great writer.
Mm-hmm.
He ended up writing the script with him, ended up taking over and doing the whole script by himself. But we got a writer, and it took 5.5 years to get this to this point. I spoke to Harvey Keitel myself personally. I sent him the script. I asked him to really consider it for me, and he loved it, and he jumped on board. And I got to give him credit. He stuck it out for years while we were trying to figure it out. I stepped back a little bit because I was so busy doing other things.
Mm-hmm.
And I let Eitan and Jeff Hoffman, the producer, take the lead, and they got it done, And when the time came that this was going to happen, I was like, look, I don't want to play a gangster. I honestly would love to do something different, show versatility. And he was like, well, there's a great FBI agent role, why don't you do that? And I read it and I loved it, and here we are. The premiere is tonight in Los Angeles.
Where at? Which theater?
It's at the Harmony Gold. And Thursday is the screening in New York. Are you in New York?
Yeah, I'm in New York.
Well, you're going to come on Thursday.
Are you gonna be there?
I will.
Well,
I'll
don't.
be there.
We see that, guys. First of all, Brett Boone just put thumbs up. You know who Brett Boone is? He's Aaron Boone is the manager of the Yankees. That's his brother, Brett Boone. Just commented with two thumbs up.
I
Okay,
like that. What up, Broom?
there you go. See, Booney, we look out for you. By the way, Brett Boone played in the league for 14 to 15 years in the big leagues.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he was a great ball player. But here's the thing. Did you do research where are you, Danny? Oh, okay.
Sorry.
You scared me.
No.
All right, Danny, did you do research Like, did you study FBI agents, or you were just watching other films and,
You know,
and documentaries?
I asked a friend of mine who was also playing an FBI agent at some point, and basically what I figured, I kind of watched a few things and I
Mm-hmm.
did a little research, but the reality is, I figured I'll have, you know, I, there's two of us, right? I play the younger FBI agent. I take the lead. The David Elliott plays the older FBI agent. I'm just kind of following him around and trying to do my thing. I wanted to bring a little charisma to it, but it's basically just kind of like
Facts.
keeping it very professional.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's no really emotions. It's like,
There's not
yes,
really emotions. It's
right,
really more technical and just mechanical in a
right,
way. Um, but look, this is a big case. They really want it, so we wanted to like give it a little bit more enthusiasm, and like and sitting around the office till 3 o'clock in the morning trying to figure out, reading about him and doing research. Those things, there's not much you can do with the character. It's not like you can. There's so much layers to it and
right,
color
right.
to it. So you try, I try to add a little bit of my humor into it, and like there's a scene where we read about his diet, and he eats the filter fish, and I describe what's in the filter fish, and I'm like, "Ugh." It's like little,
Right,
little
right,
things
right.
like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Try
yeah.
to like add some kind of color to it, but uh, I mean, yeah, it's mechanical kind of like character.
How many weeks were you on set for your
I
scenes?
was there for 3.5 weeks.
And the film, how long did it take to film the whole thing?
I think they did 20 days, 20 days, but it took about, with the weekends and everything, it was about a month. I was there for 3 weeks, 3.5. It was a very difficult shoot for me because I would work one day, not, have 3 days off, work 2 days, have a week off, but they wanted to keep me in Alabama if things change,
Right.
if scheduling change, and I would on the weekends once they told me that we're good. I went to Miami. It was like, I was on the border of Florida and Alabama. I
Yeah.
would drive to the airport in Florida in Sarasota, I think it is.
Sarasota, yeah.
I think it's Sarasota. 40-minute drive and jump on a plane for 45 minutes. And I was in Miami for the weekend and come back, just, try to like make the best of it.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Because in Alabama, I mean, there's not. I don't think there's not anything to do there except Alabama football, and the season was over by that time when you were there.
Yeah, I didn't go to any bars. I went to work. I just hung out in the hotel lobby,
But
just
how
saw
was the
friends.
food? How was the food there?
It was okay. Look, I'm not gonna talk bad about Alabama. Any
No, but I'm not
nice
trying to
people.
listen. But I'm trying to get you to say that you ate grits. I mean, that's what I'm
I didn't
trying
eat
to.
any grits. I'm kosher.
It's not
Things were
kosher.
very difficult. I was having microwave food. Honestly, it was terrible. But I missed my restaurants. I missed Nobu. I missed Tao. I missed I missed all those things. But when you're there, when you're there, and this is what you wanted your whole life, and you love this script, you worked so hard to get it. You are so consumed in just trying to do the best job and get through it. It's difficult. The hotel didn't have a bar downstairs. It was just like this little restaurant thing, and you just sit there and you just kind of like see the other actors come in. Some of them are working, some of them are off, and we would just like interact in the lobby and just talk and go up to my room, watch a little TV, go to sleep, read, learn my lines.
Right. So what was
It's not much.
Minka Kelly's character like? Did she play the daughter or the wife?
No, Minka Kelly's the love interest of. It's a little bit more complicated than that. I don't want to give the movie away, but she's kind of like the love interest of Sam Worthington's character David.
Okay. So Danny, tonight's the premiere, right?
Yeah,
But if there wasn't COVID, this film would have come out when? If there wasn't COVID, if COVID didn't exist.
I you know I think 4 or 5 months before, because when we wrapped, I'm just going by how long it would take you to edit something, market it. I would say about a year. So it would have came out probably
Okay.
February.
Right,
You
right,
know,
right. All right.
Look, it's getting a great release. Vertical. picked it up. It's going into over 150 theaters nationwide Friday
Wow.
on the 25th. It's going to be day and date. It's going to be available on all the platforms. It's such a great movie with such an interesting, eh, people that love, that genre, in The Godfather Part Two, Hyman Roth, who's based on Meyer Lansky, played by Lee Strasberg. It's based on Lansky, the old man in his home in Cuba with his wife making him a sandwich, and they're talking, him and Michael Corleone. And when you think about it, that's what was so interesting to me. Just seeing this old man who could be your grandfather, it could be like, and this guy's basically the head of the mob. But he's a very very smart, calculated, more making it more of like a business than the thug kind of like gangster.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
so interesting. The movie's great, and Harvey Keitel does such a great job. He's incredible, really is.
When I saw the trailer, Danny, the way Harvey was talking, very intelligent.
Yeah.
That's what's the Lansky's character. He's very very smart. He wasn't a violent guy.
No, he went to jail once in 1950 for 4 months. That was the only time he ever spent in jail. He died at age 82, 81 or 82 of natural cause. He had cancer, lung cancer. Um, most successful financially, and never spent any time in jail. This guy was a genius. And he basically made the mob what it was in its heyday. The corporation, the families, the commission, Murder Inc. He financed Las Vegas. There's so many interesting things about Meyer
Yeah,
Lansky. He was the only Jew not allowed to live in Israel. He went to Israel when he tried to like get away, and Israel had to extradite him back to the States because Golda Meir, the prime minister, got a call that said he's the head of the mafia. What are you doing? You can't harbor this guy in Israel. But the law in Israel, when in 1948, when Israel was formed, was every Jew will have a home there. These are so many interesting things with Lansky. He was the biggest gangster in the world. He had a son that was very, very sick, and he traveled the world with this kid, with his son, trying to find doctors to help him. There's so many layers to his
yeah.
story. In the meantime, he's running the biggest mob in the world.
Well,
So it's like
he had a soft side in him too because I think that he was part of the Flamingo Hotel. He had investors in Vegas, right?
he
He had
was
a
the one. He was the one that Bugsy went to. Him and Bugsy were partners, and
right.
Bugsy was the muscle. Lansky was the brain, and they partnered up with Lucky Luciano, and Bugsy came to him, and in the movie Bugsy, they have it. Ben Kingsley plays Lansky. They said to him, Bugsy said, "I want to do this," and he financed it. And Lansky was the one who continued to give him money, try to protect him when everything went down. He was involved in everything.
But
He was involved.
they were after Bugsy because he wasn't coming through, and then Lansky defended him twice and said, "Listen, just give him another chance, please, please."
It's in the movie. It's in the
Oh,
movie.
okay, all
Yeah,
right. You see
it's in the
that, Danny? Are
movie.
you impressed with my knowledge, baby? Look at the research
I
I did
like
for
I like
you.
the homework you've been doing, baby.
Come on, man. You know what I'm
I like
saying?
the homework.
But Danny, we'll talk about the movie again. But here's my question. No, I'm just gonna give you praise right now. First of all, during COVID, okay, you came through. Okay, you had what happened? What films came out during COVID for you?
I had Blackjack come out during COVID. We
Okay.
shot it right before COVID hit. It came out during COVID. Uh, Lansky's coming out Friday. And I ended up, once COVID kind of like, we kind of figured out that people are going back to work with so many restrictions, we went and shot a movie called I Love Us that I directed and starred in. Um, it's got Katie Cassidy in it.
Right there. You see
It's
the
got
picture?
Oh, I see it. Yeah, Katie Cassidy. It was great. She plays my wife, Laura. We have Harlow Jane, who's the blonde girl there. She's beautiful, amazing girl. She's an amazing actress. She comes from a family of Hollywood royalty. Her mom is Patricia Arquette. Her dad is Thomas Jane. Great actress. The other girl is Jasper Polish. She's incredible. She's on that new. She's on the. She's one of the leads in Animal Kingdom in season six.
Okay.
It's about to come out July 11th. Um, and her dad's a great director, Michael Polish. Her stepmom is Kate Bosworth. these girls are incredible human beings, incredible actresses, incredible people, and they're in the movie. I got Robert Davi in it, of course, my man. I have my boy Greg Finley from
Yeah,
Blackjack. I got
and
Jimmy Medeo
James.
from Blackjack. Jackie Cruz, who's also in Lansky from Orange is the New Black, is in it. David Elliott, who's also in Lansky, who's the leading Jag, is in it. My boy George is in it. So many great people. Courtney Lopez is in it, and she's amazing. We were able to do something really special, a movie that I'm really proud of. Sold it to Vision Films. It's coming out in September, and I just try to keep working. I just try to keep working.
Danny, I don't think anything stops you, man. You don't make excuses. You just go after it. And that's what I love about you. I mean, it's like you just hammering down, man.
Thanks, Eddie. Yeah, look, it's just in my personality. I've always been like, all right, great. What's next? I'm not gonna sit and dwell on, oh, well, this movie was great. This movie was okay. This movie did all right. I just love to make films, and just like anyone else, I want them to succeed. I want one to hit really big and help me be able to continue to make movies. But the most important thing is if you build them, they will come. You need to continue to make content. You need to continue to work on your craft and continue to do what you love. And that's just what I'm trying to do.
But Danny, where'd you get that discipline? Did it start off in high school?
The
When did?
work discipline,
Yeah, the work discipline, your work ethic. When did it start?
it's funny. My mom tells this funny story that when I was young, all I did was sleep. And she'd be like, "You're not doing anything with your life. You're sleeping till 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You go out and uh, once I started working and realized that anything that you want in life, you can actually achieve if you work for it. Once that became clear in my head, then that's it. Because look, I have big aspirations. And if I want something, I just go for it and I just work for it. And there's no shortcuts. You gotta put in the work, and ambition is something that I guess I was born with, and I'm around a lot of my friends, a lot of people that I'm around are very successful. They've done so much, and that inspires me, and that makes me want to continue to do better and more, because you show me who your friends are, and I'll tell you who you are, and that's just the way I look at it. And they inspire me. They do so many great things and they accomplish so much, and I just wanna, that motivates me to just want to be more and more successful.
Oh, absolutely. But I think also that's that Israeli in you because you guys are like very. You just go after things, man. I
Well,
live
I
in.
was just born. I was just born in Israel. I was raised in the States.
That's
I was
true,
raised in
but
Brooklyn, New
your
York.
mom educating you. I mean, I have a lot of Israeli friends right here in Queens, and they're like hustlers, man. They're like just going after it. They don't fuck around, man.
Well, again, it's the work ethic. It comes from I tell my girl now. I'm like, you can accomplish anything in life, literally anything. I mean, look at me. I was a club promoter. I became a club owner. I decided one day I want to start making films, and I did. But it was very calculated. I was not like, well, let me try this thing. It's more like how can I make this happen, and if it's not successful, what do I have to fall back on? So it was very. I did it in a very calculated way. I made sure that I positioned myself where if this doesn't work out, which by the way, it still cannot work out. Every time you make a movie, it's a miracle. It's like no one's knocking on my door going, Danny, I want you to make 5 films with me next year. I mean, thank God things are starting to happen now, and I'm starting to get a little traction. I'm getting offers, and that's what I've always wanted. To try to have things start coming to me because I'm always pushing, 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 pushing. Uh, but yeah, I mean, it's a everyday hustle. To be successful is one thing. To stay successful is another.
Danny, I want the viewers to understand how many years have you been living in Hollywood?
I live in Los Angeles for 4 years. 4 years and 3 months.
Wait, 4 years?
4 years.
But you were in the showbiz in New York too.
Well, yeah. Well, what I did was I lived in New York. and I used to spend a lot of time. I rented a house here in LA, and I would go back and forth. But I started everything in New York. I started making all my movies in New York,
Right.
shooting in New York, and it doesn't really matter where you live.
No, no,
I didn't
but
move to LA to be in Hollywood and meet Hollywood people.
right.
Honestly, the people that I know that are in the street, I don't really, do much with them. It's more about understanding how you can structure and put a movie together. Once you kind of understand that there's a system that you need to kind of like guidelines. You
Right.
need actors that have a reputation where a distribution company will pick up. So you want to put in names in the movie. You want to try to shoot it in, and with the tax incentive. There's all this stuff I had to figure out how to get it done. And then going and raising money, that's a difficult thing. It's a passion thing for a lot of people. It's a
Okay,
vanity
so
investment.
hold on, Danny. As far as raising money, okay, go ahead. What do? You pick up the phone and go ahead, pitch it to me. How does it work?
No, well, my whole thing was, look, I'll tell you and I'll tell everyone that's listening, investing in a movie is not a great investment. In one movie. It's not. Because you take your money and you put it into real estate and you're guaranteed to make 2%, 3%, sometimes even 5%.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and and these are calculated numbers that are really, that's just the way it works. A movie, anything can happen. The movie can come out great, the movie can come out bad. A snowstorm hit the week opening weekend. There's so many things and various that can happen, and it's very difficult to have a successful movie and make your money back, especially if you don't have the big actor's name in it. But if you make the movie and you try to keep your investment very minimum and your equity, meaning you know what your foreign numbers can come back at, you know what your domestic number would be, if you use the tax incentives that all these things come into very, if you spend 35-40% of equity and you make the movie and you can even break even. Let's say you don't make money on the movie, you break even. The what, what I always say to investors is like, look, you don't want to invest in one, you want to invest in a bunch, because if one hits, it pays back for everything. But the biggest draw is, at some point after the distribution company buys it, you get it back and then you own it. It's a part of your library, and that library is something that's very valuable to a lot of people. Every day somebody wakes up around the world and they open a new TV station or a new cable system, and they need content, and you'll be able to sell your content, and these movies are going to be able to make you money forever.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
so owning the library was a big part of trying to go and raising the money. But look, the people that I have investing in my movies, a lot of it is a vanity investment. It's a passion project. It has a lot to do with their personality. They love films. There's different reasons why they do it. To go and try to get money from someone who's a businessman and going, well, if I put 100,000, do I make 200 back? It's very difficult. There's no way to tell. I
Right.
can't guarantee it unless I have Tom Cruise or Brad Pitt in my movie. There's no guarantee that it's going to succeed. So, it's really a passion investment, and it's a vanity investment.
Danny, have you ever tried for actors like Brad Pitt? I'm saying Bruce Willis. I mean, did they decline? Is that how it is?
No, look, Bruce Willis, you can get. You pay him $3 million. He does one day. It's done so many times. I don't want. I don't want to make one movie and it doesn't succeed, and I spend $30 million, and then what?
Right, right.
What I'm trying to do is, I'm trying to let my work do the talking. I want to continue to make these movies, and eventually, you know, someone in a bigger position sees and goes,
Whoa, whoa, you're breaking up.
I like the way. Can you see me?
Hold on, Danny. Hold on.
Hello?
Hold on. Wait, wait.
It's not me. Wait, I'm right here. I'm right here. You see
All
me?
right.
There
Yeah,
I
yeah, I
am.
see you, but hold on. I want you to be clear. Hold on.
So,
Wait, go ahead. Speak.
so what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
I, I want my work to talk for me. I want a big actor to see my work and go, I love this guy's work. I understand what he's trying to do. And once I'm able to get an actor like that, then I'll be able to raise more money because I have almost a guaranteed. At this point, it's really letting my work talk for itself. Having great people see your work, making sure my agents, my managers push it, have the right people watching it, and that will happen. I've only been doing this, consistently for 5 years. 4 years actually. That I don't have another job. I used to still continue to be in the in the club business and restaurants, and now for 4 years, this is all I do is movies, and I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to
But
continue.
but hold on, Danny. You've been in the showbiz since when?
Well, when I was young, as a kid, I used to act and go to auditions and do stupid little music videos and stuff. Uh, I really started like understanding this is what I want to do. I did a short film in 2005, I think, and then I decided I wanted to make my first film, Holy Rollers, and it took me 4.5 years to get made. And we shot it in 2009, came out in 2010, went to Sundance. Once that happened, I started taking it more seriously. So I would say 10 years, 10 years
10 years in
seriously.
the showbiz.
Yeah, 10 years.
Well, that's overnight success, man.
All right.
Ten
It's not
years.
success yet, Eddie. It's not success yet.
I hear you,
Success
but
success is you know. I look at success is doing what you love. If you do what you love and you be able to do it, that's success to me. It's not about money. It's not about fame. It's being able to do what you love. I love making films. If as long as I can continue to make films, and people get to watch them and enjoy them, I get calls all the time. People see Moptown on Showtime or on the plane. I love that. It's like a painter. You draw something and people see it. You paint something and people, hang it in their home. I mean, it's the best compliment in the world.
nah, it is because you're doing a great job. I'm not just saying that because you're my boy, but I see it. I see results. I have Twitter notifications of Deadline Hollywood, and then when I see Danny A, and I'm like, oh shit, let me text him real quick. I'm like, yo, Danny, look.
Every time I always know that I'm in Deadline or Hollywood Reporter when you text me.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm like, oh, it came out. I know it's gonna come out because my publicist says, oh, well,
Oh, okay.
they're gonna run it, but I don't know when.
Right. I give you updates from Twitter. That's why.
You're my go-to guy.
There you are.
Hello, Eddie.
Yeah, it's okay.
Sorry about that, coño, man. I'm
Come
sorry,
on,
man.
man. Okay. We in the army in Cuba, okay? What you doing, man?
You call it tomorrow. We continue this.
Okay, man.
Eddie, I want to tell you something. I like talking to you. I just don't like when you break my stairs, man.
Oh God. Okay, who wants to hear this fucking story? Oh my God. Listen,
I heard
Danny.
it when Don Carlo was on your thing. I died laughing.
I was like, oh my God, yo, John, we're gonna be blacklisted. We're done in Hollywood. That's it. I was panicking. I was like, no, how could this? I just met this guy personally when I went to your house. We hung out, because I was giving up my apartment in LA. We're hanging out, we're having a great time, and then my last 3 days, I fucked everything up.
You break my stairs. I told you, Eddie, it's not going to happen. Let's bring someone else to bring it down. No, don't worry about it. We got it. Eddie, I'm telling you, you're going to break the fucking house. No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Well, look what happened.
Say it,
Look
man.
what happened, Eddie.
You fucked
Look what
up. Say
happened,
it.
Eddie.
Say it. You fucked up, man.
You fucked up, man. You fucked up.
But Danny,
I fucking told you. I told you. Don't do it. You should have shut up or I'll throw you a horse and let you go.
coño. Manolo's coming in town. He's gonna hang out with me in beginning of
I
July.
like that. I like that. So, Eddie, Thursday, I'm going to invite you to the screening of Lansky, New York. I love speaking to you. I appreciate you having me on your show. I'm looking forward to promoting it. Let me know when it's ready. I'm going to put it on my Instagram, on my
Yeah.
Facebook. I'm going to do the whole thing.
But hold on a minute. One more thing we have to
Yeah,
mention.
sure.
I wanna congratulate you. I wanna, this beauty queen right here.
Oh, my baby,
There you go. Come on now.
she's the best. She's the best. Yes, I got engaged to this beautiful, amazing human being who I love. Her name is May Abeckaser, and she's here with me in LA. We're actually traveling back to see her family next week after New York. We're going to see her family. And she's amazing. It's the best gift I ever. You want to know about accomplishments, success? That's success. Being able to meet such an amazing, beautiful girl who actually loves me, man. That's amazing.
And actually in love with you too. There's a difference.
Yes, in love with me. Thank God. God bless her.
Good for you, Danny, because listen, during this COVID year, I mean, a lot of shit was happening. And then the Jackie Ryan story came out. Then you proposed to her in Tel Aviv. It looks like, when I see your Instagram stories, family, everybody's great. So it's you're in good hands, man, and she's in good hands
Thank God.
with Danny
Thank
A.
God. Thank God. Thank God. I'm very blessed. I'm very, very blessed.
All right, so tonight is the premiere.
Tonight's the premiere. Uh, I get picked up at 6 o'clock. I gotta do a bunch of things. It's gonna be exciting. Keitel's gonna be there. I have
Wow.
a lot of friends that are supporting. David Arquette's gonna come. Peter Facinelli, my boy's coming, um, and I'm just excited. I'm excited for it. So
Oh,
good
I'm
stuff.
excited for you too, man. But I can't wait for Thursday, brother. I can't wait for
All right,
Thursday.
I'm gonna see you there. I'm gonna send you the invite now, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna RSVP your name.
All right. Well, listen, guys, Lansky coming out this Friday, June 25th. Okay? If you like gangster films and you want to see a great, true story about Lansky's character, here it is, man. You got names in the film. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Yeah, go check it out. It's available everywhere this Friday, the 25th, in theaters and on all the platforms.
Yeah, look at the article they wrote right here. Israeli American actor Danny A. to star in the crime drama of the summer, Lansky. Man, is that gonna hit you or what? I mean,
Bam!
all right, let me end the broadcast real quick, but don't go anywhere, Danny. Okay, Danny, you're the best. Seriously, looking forward to seeing you in 72 hours, and we'll have fun.
Thanks, Eddie. Appreciate it.
You got it. Hold on.
Hey guys, this is Danny Abeckaser from the new movie Lansky. You guys make sure you go and subscribe to all of Eddie Mata's platforms and go check out Lansky.